Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name's Leah and I am clueless about books. And this time I wanted to bring you a video about annotation because it's something that I don't do or haven't done in the past. Sorry, there's a dog water bowl there. Sorry, they need to drink. So I love the idea of annotation, and I am somebody with ADHD that struggles to retain information sometimes, especially in books that maybe aren't easy to get through. So I thought I would try it on some of the classics or some of the books that are maybe slightly harder to get through. So I started annotating in Perfume. And I decided, and like if you're annotating, you can absolutely just tab up something that you find interesting, and you might want to just, highlight it. And I know a lot of people just do that. That's a very simple way of doing it. But I really wanted to take my time over this book because Perfume by Patrick Suskind, or Suskind, I will find out how to pronounce that. The story of a murderer. This really left an imprint, the film left an imprint on my memory, and it's one of those films that was really fantastical and just, it was a bit gothic, and it wasn't something I would normally watch, but we were really good friends, me and an ex-partner were really good friends with somebody who was French, and she had mentioned that she'd seen it in France. And to be fair, it was really well thought of in France because when we went to Lyon, there was a whole exhibition, waxworks of Perfume. It was all there. It was mad. Anyway, the point is, off tangent. The point is that this story was just so mind-blowing to me. I'm not saying it's my favourite. It just really left a lasting impression. And I was like, I wonder what the book is like. Now, let me tell you, I decided I would use the following for prompts to think about. So we have interesting, important info, people, places and dates, or names, dates and places. We've got key concept / plot, questions and concerns. So for me, vocabulary, like stuff that's been used. I'll talk about that in a minute. And what was the last thing? Reoccurring story. So I decided to use those. I'd seen them online. I'm not going to say that I made them up myself because I did not. But I just wanted to try it for the first time. I'm loving it. Now, what's really funny is so far I have been annotating and I've been, writing and scribbling on the book. I've never done that before, apart from at school when we had our school books. This reminds me very much of being in A-level English literature. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having so much fun. I'm only 32 pages through. And I kind of don't mind that I'm taking my time over this book. It hasn't got 300 pages in it. So it's a nice, easily consumable book. It's not the best copy. It could be better. This is a, what is it? It's been covered. Who's the publisher? I feel like it's Penguin Random House. Yeah. So it's an essentials one. So it's not the best copy. It's just a little book. So I don't mind writing in it so much. I would like a nicer copy, but I'm enjoying this one quite a lot. But I wanted to just give it a go. I don't think I'll do it with all my books. I think that's just a little bit too far. But ones where I'm really trying to concentrate on the story, I do think this is a really interesting thing to do. So, so far, I can say that I'm really shocked. It is very, very, very in line with the book, with the film. So the film has really been very close to the book, which is not usual. I'm only 32 pages in, but I remember everything about the film when I'm reading the book. Like I can picture it all and exactly how they did it. This is hilarious. So far, I have laughed out loud so many times, which is great because I just didn't think I was going to. I think this is probably my favourite part. It doesn't spoil anything, but it just makes me laugh. It would be much the same today, and Grenouille's mother, who was still a young woman, barely in her mid-20s, and who was quite pretty and had almost all her teeth in her mouth and some hair on her head, and, except for gout and syphilis and a touch of consumption, suffered from no serious disease. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, what a comic, Patrick. That is hilarious. There are many parts in this book. He's trying to set the scene of how absolutely disgusting it was and the stench of the area. And because this is about scent and smell, he's really like hammering the vocab around scent, smell, stench. Just you feel disgusted by the descriptions, but I kind of find it funny at the minute. And everything that's happening in the wake of this guy, Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, is just, it's so funny. Now, obviously, I mean, we know it's a story of a murderer, but I'm starting to question which one. That's why it's interesting. I hadn't even taken that from the film, and we're only 32 pages, and my brain is just on overtime because I do know what happens. It's not like it's spoiler free for me. I've watched the film. I know exactly what happens. I know exactly why there is the way that this is being drawn. I love the cover, by the way. I know exactly why it's been drawn that way because I know what happens, but it's not horrifying. And I would have thought that this is almost a little bit of a horror, but it's quite comedy. It's quite comedic. So I feel like annotating this book has really led me down a path that I didn't expect, and I'm really grateful for. So I hope that is giving you a bit of an insight into annotation. I'm not saying you should do it, just why I'm annotating this book. I would like to give you a full review of this book when I've finished. Something that I need to work on is how I rate my books. Like, what is the criteria? Because I kind of go, oh, did I really enjoy it? Did it leave a lasting imprint on my brain? And that's where I give it a good rating or a bad rating. Or if I've not enjoyed the writing, or if something has just happened that I just don't understand. I'm looking at you, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. What a disappointment. So for me, I just feel like, you know, annotating this, I want to give you that full review. I'd like to come back and show you what I've done with my tabs and maybe pull some really key bits out of here. It will be spoiler free. I will, unless you want them. I doubt you do. And so hopefully I can come back to you and show you how it went. It does take time. Like, I'm not, if you want to read loads of books and annotate them, you are not going to fly through 100 books in a year. It's just not going to happen. If you want to savour your books, if there's any that you want to reread, I think it's a really good idea. If you're rereading a book, obviously you already know what's going to happen, but what leads you there? What gets you there? And I find it absolutely interesting. I'm never going to write a book. I don't know why people put what they do when they put pen to paper. Well, I say never going to write a book. I'm never going to write an adult fiction book, let's say. But this is a perfect start for me. It's not too big. It's not too heavy. It's not hardback. It's a story I know. So I'm sort of understanding without... I feel like if you went into it blind, it's difficult to understand why it would be world building. If you know what you know, then you can answer those questions in here. So I'm just really grateful that I've had an opportunity to do this, and that the booktube community and the bookstagram community has shown me different ways of reading. It's just so exciting. Anyway, I don't really know what the point of this video was. I suppose it was just to show you that I'm annotating now on certain books. Maybe that isn't interesting. I think it is. If you've got any questions, or if you've not annotated before and you're interested in it, I will point you in the direction of some good videos. Because mine certainly isn't. Mine has no meaning whatsoever, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. This is my corner on the internet, and I want to talk about what I'm doing. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Go and subscribe if you haven't already, because I would really appreciate it. And comment down below and let me know if you have used annotation before and what your method is. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.